Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So if you're a fan of high-octane action mixed with family drama, then I think Nobody 2 is the sequel you've been waiting for. And today, I am diving deep into Nobody 2, explaining the movie, breaking down Hutch's bloody family vacation, and some hidden twists. So we'll start with a detailed full movie explanation, and that's why there will be major spoilers ahead. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, then pause now and go watch it first. But if you doesn't care about spoilers, just like me, then stay tuned. And yes, subscribe for more movie explains and breakdowns. And my friend, I am really sorry because I couldn't bring any videos for the last few days because of my health issues, so I hope you will forgive me. So Nobody 2 picks up 4 years after the events of the first film, where Hutch Mansell revealed his past as a lethal government assassin. And now, Hutch is repaying a massive debt to the government because in the first film, he destroyed Russian mafia's cash by burning it all down. And to avoid a great confrontation, the government paid the money back to the Russians. So that's why he is now taking on deadly missions to pay his outstanding debts. And this work has left him burned out, emotionally distant from his wife Becca and their kids, like his teenage son Brady and younger daughter Sammy. Well, in this movie, he is basically a workaholic killer who is missing out on his family life. So desperate for a break, Hutch promises Becca a violence-free vacation and takes the family to Plummerville, a nostalgic small town with Wild Bill's Midway and water park, which is actually an old amusement spot from Hutch's childhood memories with his brother Harry. But as we all know, there has to be some kind of twist. Because things go south fast at a local arcade, where Brady gets into a scuffle with a bully who destroys a plush toy meant for Sammy. And when an employee slaps the back of Sammy's head, Hutch pulled out his real self, beating up the staff with a brutal display of his skills. And as usual, after this short fight, it draws the ire of the park's owner, Wyatt, and the corrupt sheriff, Abel, who wants the family gone. They wants to kill them. Then the next day, Abel's men attacks Hutch on a boat, chopping off his pinky finger in the chaos. But after the brutal fight, Hutch calls his brother Harry and his employer Barber for intel, learning that Plummerville is actually a hidden bootlegging and drug smuggling hub run by the ruthless Lendina, who is a stylish crime queen who controls the town's underground operations. And Abel, the town's sheriff, works for her, extorting locals like Wyatt, who is forced to facilitate shipments, but doesn't want to do it. But later on we get to see that Wyatt and Lendina have some kind of old connection. But when Wyatt refuses to pay up on what he claims is his last consignment, Lendina made Abel to kidnap his son. But again in a deadly confrontation, Hutch rescued Wyatt's son Max, and just like in the first film, he burned some cash, which are meant for Lendina. So after hearing about the cash, Lendina decides to kill Hutch and Wyatt. But on the other side, Hutch fully pulled back into his violent world, and he teams up with Wyatt and his son Max, and yeah, he didn't forget about his own family. Because his estranged father David and brother Harry shows up to help. And they turn the amusement park into a booby-trapped war zone, rigging rides and setting defensive traps. And as Lendina and her henchmen invaded, all hell breaks loose, like Harry takes down goons at a lodge, where Hutch kept his family and Max with Harry. But in the amusement park, Wyatt gets shot in the leg and David is briefly knocked out. But after some fearsome fight between guns and explosives, in the climax, Abel fails to negotiate and gets killed amid the mayhem. And Lendina personally goes after Hutch, but Becca, Hutch's wife, steps in like a boss, tranquilizing Lendina and helping Hutch to take her down. Then after some knockout, David recovers just in time to trigger an explosion that destroys the park and wipes out Lendina's remaining men, busting the whole smuggling ring wide open. Then just like in the first film, but with a little twist, the cops arrested Hutch and Becca. But then just like in the first movie, they're mysteriously released after a phone call. Likely it's thanks to Hutch's government handler, the barber, who wants to keep his top asset out of trouble. Then lastly, the The movie wraps with the Mansell family watching a quirky visual album of their vacation highlights, now expanded with 2 new pets, like Lendina's dog and a wolf dog from the park. Well, it's a bloody and heartfelt end that hints at more to come because Hutch still owes that huge government debt. Then now let's zoom in on that so-called family vacation and why it turns into a total bloodbath. So the whole premise is good, blending comedy with intense action, without dropping the ball on either. But the theme relies too much on the first movie, like there is too many similarities between the 2 movies, and the fight scenes feels a bit forced. Then Hutch picks Plummerville because it's tied to his own childhood, hoping to create happy memories and reconnect with his family. But this break becomes a pressure cooker for his dual life, like suburban dad versus unstoppable killer, just like the first film. Then the arcade fight is the spark. Like, it's not just random violence, it's Hutch protecting his kids and venting his anger, and it also exposes how thin his normal guy facade is. Then losing his pinky finger amps up the stakes, showing he is also vulnerable despite his skills. But the vacation forces family bonding amid chaos. Like Brady reconciles with Max, Becca confronts Hutch about his broken promises, but reaffirms her support, and even David and Harry joins in, turning it into a Mansell family reunion with guns. So what makes it bloody is the escalation. Like, the park isn't just a fun spot, it's a front for Lendina's smuggling empire, full of crooked cops and hidden routes. And Hutch's scorched earth tactics, like burning Wyatt's payoff money to provoke Abel, lead to traps, shootouts, and that epic park explosion. It's a clever twist on the vacation from hell trope, grounding the action in family dynamics while delivering some good kills. Then Nobody 2 packs some sneaky twists that elevate it beyond a simple sequel. Like, firstly, the government debt reveals that Hutch's missions are payback for the first film's events, and the barber's limited help hints at deeper control. And as for who frees Hutch and Becca from custody, it's implied to be the barber, protecting his greatest asset and possibly gaining leverage, setting up for potential sequels. Then Becca's role in this film is a big one, like she is not just the supportive wife anymore. She takes down Lendina herself, subverting expectations and raising questions about her own mysterious past with Hutch. Like, is she more involved in his world than we thought? So these elements tie into themes of work-life balance and hinting that Hutch can't fully escape his past and his rage. Actually, Nobody 2 delivers on action, heart, and surprises, making Hutch's story even more compelling. So if you love this breakdown, then hit that like, and thanks for watching.